The National Terrestrial Ecosystems Viewer is one of the most useful tools available for verifying compliance with the NOP's Native Ecosystem Rule. In this video, we'll perform a simple exercise using the viewer to determine the identity of a remnant native ecosystem on land proposed for certification. The National Terrestrial Ecosystems Viewer is located on the U.S. Geological Survey's website, and it depicts different kinds of land covers in the United States and its territories. Also known as gapped landfire, this interactive map application shows the spatial distributions of the native ecosystems described in the International Vegetation Classification, or IVC, as well as cultivated cropland, hay or pasture, developed urban land, and many other kinds of cultural land cover categories. The resolution of the map is 30 meters, which is the width of one of these square pixels. And that is sufficiently fine-grained to identify an individual field or a natural tract on a farm. To access the application, you go to its homepage at this address here shown in the bar on the U.S. Geological Survey's website. And to navigate to your place of interest, one way is to simply type in the name of the county where your site is located. And when you do that, the map then zooms in on that jurisdiction, and it shows major roads, water bodies, and other features that serve as various kinds of landmarks. The viewer does not currently have the ability to navigate by typing an address into the location bar. So to obtain a specific analysis of a site, you use the map to identify your place of interest using the zoom tools. You can zoom in to the section where your site is located. Alternatively, if you have obtained them from another application, you can type in the latitude, longitude coordinates, and the map will go right to your site. Once you've zoomed in sufficiently to identify your site, you can then click on it, and it places a marker right on your site. And that opens up the analyses that are available. And we're looking at a county, and we are interested in this particular site. So we're going to click on hierarchy by pixel. And that brings up a complete hierarchy of ecosystems from the largest, which are classes, to the smallest, which are ecological systems. And in this case, the pixel we've clicked on is identified as North Central Interior Beech Maple Forest. And by opening this little caret, it brings up a one-paragraph description of the summary type of description of the ecosystem, which gives an overview of the physical environment the ecosystem occurs in, its range, and other features. But perhaps most importantly for our purposes is it identifies the dominant and characteristic species. As you read down, you'll see that sugar maple and beech comprise most of the canopy. So that is saying those two species are the dominant species. And then it goes on to say associates can include, and it lists a group of other species. Those associates are what we call a characteristic species. A convenient feature is the report button located near the top of this menu bar. right here. And if you click it, it will generate a PDF of all of the expanded sections you've looked at in that menu. So if you're just interested in the ecosystem description like we have open, it will print that out. And that's a convenient way to carry that information with you in the field without having to keep looking it up. One other function here is to look at what is called an NVCS summary. And what that gives you is a rundown of the ecosystems that are present within the jurisdiction your site of interest lies in. For example, in this particular place, we can see that agriculture and developed vegetation make up 190,000 plus acres, forest and woodland, and so forth. Now that's just the class division, but if we wanted to look, for example, at ecological systems, we would click that, and then it will bring up much more detailed list. And we'll see, for example, that the beech maple forest we just found using the analysis by pixel makes up a pretty good chunk of this jurisdiction, more than 22,000 acres. Additional information about the content and functionality of this application is available elsewhere on the US Geological Survey website here in this address in the bar. So if you want to learn more about how the map was developed and more aspects of its functionality, this is a good place to go.